If I were in charge of Dead Space 3, there's one concept I would have introduced that could have changed the entire identity of the series, and honestly, elevated the franchise into something way more ambitious than the action-heavy sequel we got. I'm talking about a new evolutionary path for people like Isaac Clarke, people who survived the markers, resisted them, and walked away with their minds intact, or at least mostly intact. I call them Dirgespawn. These wouldn't be necromorphs. They're not mindless, not part of the hive mind, and not tools of the Brethren Moons. They're the opposite. Dirgespawn are individuals who endured prolonged marker exposure and didn't break. Their bodies didn't mutate into random biomass puppets. Their minds didn't collapse. Instead, they evolved, they adapted, they transcended what a human is supposed to be. Their forms are unique, shaped by their personality, their trauma, and the specific marker signal that tried to rewrite them. It's a personal transformation, almost like the marker's language rewriting you based on who you already are. Instead of becoming necromorph strains, Dirgespawn becomes psionic warriors, self-willed beings who can channel marker energy without losing control. Think of it as a natural counterforce to the Eternal Crown, who twist marker power artificially through biotech and cybernetics. Where the Crown forces evolution using machines, Dirgespawn achieve it organically through raw willpower and survival. And their bodies reflect that inner identity. Take the Serpentine one. This is someone who survived by adapting to fear, someone who slipped between hallucinations and reality until both worlds merged. Multiple glowing eyes represent heightened perception, the ability to read the psionic field like a second language. Their abilities would revolve around foresight, illusions, and shadow phase dodging. Then there's the Pale Drencher, a Dirgespawn born from crushing grief. Their body constantly leaks luminous psychic residue, like someone emotionally bleeding into the real world. This form doesn't overpower enemies head-on. Instead, it erodes them. It weakens necromorphs, dissolves structure, and suppresses the infection around it. The Crimson Wraith is a completely different story. This one is pure rage, someone who refuses to die, refuses to be consumed. Their entire form burns like liquid blood. Their power isn't subtle. They ignite biomass. They purge necromorph corruption. They burn the infection out of reality. Then you have the Talon Harrower, someone who spent their life protecting others and finally snapped under the marker's pressure. Their body becomes armor and blades. Their entire existence becomes a weapon of blunt force violence and kinetic shockwaves. And some Dirgespawn evolve into silent infiltrators, tendril-bodied hunters who can slip through vents, blend into organic walls, or sever necromorph connections with precise psionic discharges. Finally, the highest form of all, the Deep Siren, a being that crosses the threshold from human to something almost cosmic. These are the ones who stand inches away from true ascension beings whose minds can bend marker energy with absolute control. They are the end result of total adaptation. Isaac Clarke fits into this idea perfectly. Across 3 games, he doesn't just survive the markers, he communicates with them. He sees their visions. He endures hallucinations that should have liquefied his sanity, and he walks away scarred, but not destroyed. Imagine Dead Space 3 giving him the final step in that evolution. Not becoming a monster, not mutating into a necromorph, but becoming the first natural Dirgespawn, a being shaped by trauma, engineering skill, and sheer refusal to die. His kinesis would stop being a tool. It would become instinct. His stasis would become a reflex, not a device. His body would change, but his identity would remain Isaac. This sets up the most important philosophical conflict of the story. The Eternal Crown embodies artificial transcendence, forced evolution through machinery, cybernetics, and engineered marker signals. They treat the universe like a machine to be hacked. Dirgespawn represent natural transcendence, evolution through endurance, strength through surviving what should have killed you. It becomes a war of ideologies, a universe turned into a factory of singularity versus individuals who evolve beyond extinction on their own terms. And for the first time, Dead Space would introduce a true cosmic theme, the idea that the markers aren't just instruments of death, but catalysts of change. That the universe always creates a counterweight, even against unstoppable forces like the moons. Dirge Spawn are that counterweight. They're not heroes. They're not villains. They're survivors who ascended. They are the universe's answer to the Necromorph Plague. It's quiet rebellion against cosmic inevitability. And Isaac Clarke, he becomes the first one, not by choice, but by necessity. That's the Dead Space 3 we could have had.